Okay, so here's our house shot today. Here's the outside. I'm going to do some remove chromatic aberrations and do the lens profile correction on it. This one, and since we just did single exposure, I'm just gonna manually do some adjustments instead of my presets I have for my exteriors, and just copy and paste them over to the rest of the outside pictures. Do a little sharpening, make sure nothing's grainy. Do a little correction, and copy that over to all the outsides real quick. Whoops. Okay, I'm also going to do a virtual copy so I can do a close-up of the house. Okay. Might do another virtual copy of this. Do another close-up. 4 minutes, 48 seconds, buddy. Okay, it's looking pretty good. There's the outside porch. Sharpen that up a little, brighten that up a little bit. Brighten this one up. The contrast and shadows is pretty harsh in this, but it is what it is. I'm going to do an auto correction on it to straighten out the verticals.
You're not the only one who is not
There you go.
done with math.
Just straighten the verticals on it. There you go. Oof. Oh, I didn't do my lens correction. All right. This one's going to need a little more help. I would have liked to have done brackets in here, but since it was still pretty windy out, couldn't really do it. After I export these, I might be able to make it look a little bit better. Nope, not like that. I'm just going to grab the grid, manually do it. I don't know if you've ever used this tool or not, but you can pick a couple verticals and a couple horizontals and manually set your geometry. The computer's running a little bit slow at the moment because my computer is updating the Adobe apps. I don't think that did anything. All right, let's start over. That's a little better. Check my grid and do that. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time around, but all right, so I'm going to HDR this one And then, so I got a presets over here, and then I'll do the window pulls for the next one that we did. This is the first time I shot. I think I did have an ambient in there, so that's with the flash layer. I have a preset over here. You can take a look, pause the video, and this is what I do with my presets. You can screenshot that. Sharpen, you can screenshot that. I remove chromatic aberration and enable profile correction. And then I'm gonna copy that over to those 3 layers. I'm also gonna check the white balance and make sure there's nothing real harsh. Here's those stupid blue floors, and then I'm gonna stack it. Okay. Then go back here, and I'm gonna do the same thing with these. Stack them. Whoops. Inside. I'm going to, I did some flashes down there in case I need it, but I may or may not need it, so I'm just going to try the HDR first, see how it looks. Go from there, sync those. I'm going to check these just to make sure I hate that blue. Sometimes I'll even go up and desaturate a little bit of that blue so it doesn't show up so strong in the pictures. Okay, stack those. Here I'm going to do this same profile correction. And see, I copy that over to all of these at once. It's pretty much the same settings. And then I'm going to stack these individually. Hopefully the trees weren't moving too much. And if they were, I have a single exposure I can try to mess around with. Let's see. Okay. That. Copy them over. Stack it. Here's my inside flash. Copy it over. Here's the second picture where I went and lit up the back room there that you can see. Some of it, like there's the yellowish, I'm going to see what auto exposure does on it. Gets rid of some of that yellow. I like that. So I'm going to copy that over to the rest of them too. Not the original flash layer, because I like the way the flash layer looks on its own. Okay, HDR. Just copy all those settings over. There's a little shadow on the wall there. So that one was a little better. You can see it some, but not all of it. So I'm gonna, oh, hold on, let's see. Oh. Yeah, I gotta use this one instead. So copy that over to all of them. This was a little bright on the flash, so I'm gonna drop this down just a little bit. And then this, I think, started off a little bit too dark, so I'm going to increase that a little bit. Copy that over to those, so I have a regular under and over, and I'm going to stack all those together. This I did while you were downstairs. Whoops. The bathroom. Oh. I'm going to do auto, see how it looks. Stack that. Got a bathroom shot. Auto. Stack that. Brighten that up a little bit. Stack it. Here's my flash layer. Stack it. Okay. Oh, look, ended up in a picture. Ain't using that one anyway. Okay, so that was all of the
This is so much fun.
that was all of the HDRs we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these. It shows you which ones have a stack or not. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to highlight all of those. Grab all those. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to go back to my album here where I had imported the pictures to. Oops. And I have, whoops, I have that? Yeah, I have an Infuse folder right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I highlighted all those. This is my Infuse plugin I told you about. I'm going to take off the auto align because it's much faster. I'm going to choose which folder to send them to, and then I'm going to send it. Okay, so I'm going to process that, and I like to do that first, and then if I'm going to do a any other of the edits, like the Flambient I told you about, then I'll do that while those are processing. Might have the computer running a little bit slower, but saves time. So I am going to copy these settings over to all these pictures. This is going to be the one with the window pull. That was with the flash sheeting straight on. I don't really like what it did to it, and that's why I told you sometimes if you just go pop it at the ceiling, it'll light it up a little bit better. But you can see me over there, but then not there. So here's what we're going to do. Is we're going to open up all of those in Photoshop as layers while the rest of those are processing. This is going to be running a little bit slow because camera raws up because the Infuse is up here processing. So should have some elevator music going in the background. Okay, so here we are. I like what it did to the floor there too. Got rid of that real harsh light coming in. Probably won't even use that one because I think the other one took care of all that. That's my ambient. See how bad that floor is? That's to light up this side of the room if I need it. That's to light up this part of the room in case we need it. The only thing I didn't do is light up the room behind me. Should have done that, but oh well. Alright, so everything's in. I got a preset where I'm going to auto align. I just hit F2 on my computer and it auto aligns that. It'd move a little faster if this Infuse wasn't processing. Okay, and then I'm going to take the layers and I'm going to reverse them. So there's a window pull right there. There's a window pull. There's my ambient. Sometimes you can change that and they put it on luminosity mode, but that didn't look that good. So there's my ambient, one flash, base flash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, there's my base flash. I like the front, but you can see back here is dark. So we're going to add a mask. And we are going to paint in, whoops. I'm going to set my flow up here to 6. And I'm going to start painting in this side. Make it a little brighter down here so it gets rid of that shadow down there. I'm going to maybe get rid of a little bit of this. Oops. Okay. Okay. Paint in some of that. Now I'm going to get this side. Put my mask on. Paint in a little more of this side. See, it makes that a little bit brighter over there. See, if I were to add me, you could see if I paint me in, but I can get rid of that a little bit. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. A little brighter down there. Okay, here's our ambient. Hide it, and then I'm going to brush in. Start with the ceiling. See how it makes the ceiling a little bit brighter. I'm going to get rid of some of this harsh flash right there. Get rid of some of this flash on the right side. Make it look a little more natural. Okay. And then we have a window pull. I don't know if I like that one. I like this one a little bit better. So we're going to put a hit alternate, hit a mask, and then do darken mode. I'm going to change this to 100. Oops. And then we're going to go up here. See how it does. There you go. There's my car in the background. See, it just, you kind of go over the whole thing and it only picks up what's darker. If you got bad shadows, it'll really pick that up too, so you got to be careful, but there you go. There's your darken mode. I'm going to hide this layer real quick. I'm going to put a mask on that and see if I can get rid of some of that. Yeah, I like that. Make the floor look a little bit better. Oops, I don't like that one. I gotta be careful where I'm standing and not get my shoes in the picture. I like that a little bit better. There you go. There's my window pulls. And that's it. I'm going to shrink it, flatten the layers, and then save it. I'm going to run over to Lightroom, and there it is. And then I have this little full bump after. And that just kind of changes some of the settings too, but big difference between that and that, or even that. So here's your final product. Looks much better, and it's got that awesome car in the background. Looks pretty good. So but yep, so that's that one. Looks like I think we had another one. Yeah, one where it was straight on. Thought we did. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did another one from an angle with that. Sorry, I just did that one. There's my angle. So again, I'm going to run through it a little bit faster. There's our flash layer. Oops. I'm going to light up each side of the room. There's our 3 ambient and a window pull. And come down here. I think this started off a little bit. Oh no, I don't need all those. I just want my ambient right there. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this one, each of those, my ambient and my window pull. And I'm going to open as layers in Photoshop. Here's my window pull. Here's my ambient. That could have been a little brighter. I'll brighten it up in a minute. That one too. May or may not need those. Let's see, there's my flash layer. Here we go. Gonna auto align them. Yeah, I should have did a little edit to those before I even sent them over here, because they're just not, they're not bright enough. Could have saved myself a couple of minutes here, but brighten that up some. Whoops.
What do you call small mountain?
72, probably do the same thing.
A hill.
This one, could have saved myself a couple of minutes just doing that in Lightroom. So anyway, okay, there we go. I'm going to
A brain.
hide that. I'm going to change this flow back to 6. I'm going to brush in some brightness over on this side. Brush in some brightness over on this side. Maybe even this out a little bit and get rid of some of this harsh flash here on the ceiling. Fix that with the ambient later. Here's my ambient. Let's see what this looks like in luminosity mode. Kind of just lets the colors come through. Let's see what it does here. Okay. Let's try to get it looking a little more natural. Some light coming in from the windows there. I'm also going to try brightening it a little bit. See if that helps. Yeah, there we go. Looks a little better. It's a little, oh, that might have been a little bit too much. This over so I could see a little better. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to do the window pull. Set that up to darken. Do this at 100. And then do the window pull. Boom. Okay, I'm going to increase this. Let's see what it looks like. Still looks a little flashy. Let's try this ambient. Okay, and then I'm going to try, oops. Getting some more natural light in there. Hate that floor though. Okay, come back to the picture. See what my full bump does. Oh. Anyway, hate that floor, but it's a pretty brutal floor. But it definitely looks better. Alright, so I'm going to get that one. I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to export it to a specific folder, and I'm going to pick that Infuse folder and send it over there so I have them all together. And then I'm going to import it into that folder. So there's the 2 pictures importing in there. And then I'm going to bring it all up. Okay?
Go away.
So here are the TIFFs from the Infuse. I have a couple of presets
Go away.
that I have.
Because I said so. Now go.
And then I'm going to, that looks pretty good for the pictures, and then I'm just going to copy those over to all of the infused pictures
Did you pass the car?
and see what they all look like. And so from here I would just, see there's the blue, not too bad. I mean, it's better than what she had.
Whoa.
See, when you start, there's the magenta. When you start really messing with those and you start dropping it down a lot, it makes it look even worse sometimes. Really bad. So, I'm just going to drop them down a little bit. That looks pretty good. A little bit bright on the outside, but wasn't much of a view to show. Right. Took some multiples. That one looks pretty good. So I'm going to get rid of that one and that one so I don't deliver that. I'm going to increase saturation on that one. Love you, honey. See you soon. Okay. Same way on this. Good. Increase the, there you go, looks pretty good. Okay, inside picture, looks pretty good. It's lit well, good. That was just straight HDR, so I'm going to increase that a little bit. Maybe increase the color, vibrance a little bit. There you go. Bathroom shot. Okay, and then there's my flambience. Totally different look, but so anyway, so then what I would do is go run through and try to auto correct the geometries. I like running through and just hitting auto a lot of times and see what it comes up with. It usually does a pretty good job. Usually just rotate between vertical or auto. Even with auto, I think this has a slightly slanted line, so I'm going to manually do this one. I'm going to grab those as my horizontals. Okay, and then I'm going to grab these corners as my verticals. Kind of rushing this a little bit, but okay. That way I know I'm on point. Verticals, verticals. See what a big difference that was? See how wonky that was? This is a quick, simple correction. There you go. Verticals. So that was, we'll just do this so we can rotate back and forth. So that's the HDR. There's the flambient. Window pulls in there. You know, you can see outside. Definitely doesn't have a nice window pull like that, but they're both kind of deliverable images besides that harsh floor I don't like, but gosh, what a big contrast. That one's a little bit better, so maybe I'll just deliver those two. maybe I'll deliver all of them and let her pick. So anyway, so that's about it, buddy. So I would take those. I like to export 2 different sizes. Put this back the way it was. So I do sharpen for screen. I'll do an FMLS batch, and I usually try to set that, I don't know, about 2500. Export that, and then I do another one for printing, and I'll name it print. I won't resize to fit that, and then I'll increase this to 8,000 megabytes. Whoops. And then what I like to do for these clients, copy the address and the name. I'll upload new albums. I'll do FMLS size, paste in that, and then I'll do another one while that one's uploading too. I'll do another one called print size, paste in the name, next, and then I'll find get the print going, create the album. If if we do get you working, we'll probably have you be able to log into this as well. It'll be the easiest way to do it. There's FMLS size. This takes the least amount of time because they're smaller files. Create those. And then for each of the clients, I set them up a enable download for them, and I pick a password for them. And while these are loading up, what I usually do, go to my email, find the last house I sent, copy a little email I usually have, and then go over here, whoops, get this ready, just copy and paste it. I'll get their address just so I have it for a record and they know what the house is. Oops. And this one's done. I'll publish it. That's the FMLS size. Okay. That one's done. Close it out. This one is done too. Publish it. Done. I'll go back up here to the photo albums. Get the FMLS size link. Paste that in there. Go back. Get the print size link. Drop that in there. And then, boom, send it. She's got her pictures in less than you know, what is 5 o'clock now? So she's already got her pictures. You know, granted that was only 15 pictures, but done, easy money. That's it, Bubba.